Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome into the News 10 Plus Digital Desk. I'm Taylor Gattoni with Nicole Buckman on this Friday.
How's it going?
It is so good.
Good to hear. Yes. Fabulous Friday, of course. All eyes are really on the French Open right now.
Yes.
So, but we will tell you what we have planned for Studio 10. We might be on a little bit later or not at all, but the good thing is you can always go to our Facebook page and to see what we've been working on, especially because we do have a great show lined up for you today. And so hopefully we can get on in some ways or another. But Rochelle will be live from the Gizzard Fest, which is always exciting. So much, it's a Potterville tradition.
Yes, it is.
Have you had a gizzard yet?
I have seen it. I've not tried it yet. It scares
right.
me just a little bit.
No. Actually, I haven't had one either, but I'm just gonna
Wait, get out of here.
Anyway, but you'll have to try it. But anyway, it's a good kickoff to, I know summer hasn't even started yet, but it's just still a good kickoff to all the festivals that we have here in mid-Michigan. So
There's so many.
yes, definitely tune in for that. And then Claudia, whose birthday it is today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Claudia. She's busy working on a package. So the Mason Airport has this Young Eagles program where they're able to take up the youth, kids, and teens up in the air and show them around, get them really interested in aviation. So she was able to go up with them this morning.
so cool.
What a perfect birthday present.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yes. So, and they even let her drive a little bit too. Fun fact, you drive with your feet.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. With an airplane with your feet.
Did you know that?
Oh, see, you learn something new every day.
We're all like, what?
At least this airplane, maybe not. Don't be telling Delta, hey, Captain, are you driving with your feet today? No, don't do that. But
I gotta see.
I believe so. Yeah, because I drove when I went up there once with them. I drove and I could hardly touch it.
Well, you gotta scoot forward.
Yeah, because you use your feet. Because your feet make the wings go like this. Yeah, and then that's what makes the direction. Anyway,
That's
Claudia will
fascinating.
have more information about that. You don't need to hear that from me. But it's a great program. It's happening this weekend, so fingers crossed, good weather, and we'll be hearing that from Cole if that is working in our favor shortly. But yeah, so definitely exciting for that. We'll get that, and then also 517 Friday.
Of
So we'll
course.
be hitting on all of the fun things you can do this weekend, and of course, Wheel of Fortune, big show tonight as we have
Yes.
that final spin. So we'll be
Goodbye,
showcase.
Pat Sajak. Yes. But
yes.
not fully off
No,
of Wheel of Fortune.
no. Yeah, so we'll talk about his next plans,
Yes.
what's next for Wheel of Fortune. So a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll be able to squeeze a little bit of Studio 10 in.
All right, sounds good.
Yes,
thank you,
thank you.
Nicole. And of course, stay up to date with Studio 10 on their social media pages, WILX Studio 10. And then you can go to studio10 at WILX.com for if you want to sponsor or advertise with any businesses, make sure to do so. But yeah, so there is that. And then Nicole also mentioned, of course, touching on Pat Sajak, tonight at 7 p.m. is his last time hosting Wheel of Fortune. But he's not fully done with Wheel of Fortune just yet. So again, make sure you're tuning into Studio 10 coming up at 3 o'clock today to learn more on Pat Sajak's next plans with the Wheel of Fortune. But again, you can catch his last episode hosting it tonight at 7 o'clock. I do want to introduce you to Cole Engle, who has been on here before. Welcome back.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, we're just enjoying this Friday. We've got some dark clouds out there.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's been kind of cold outside too. Not cold, but
Cooler.
cooler. Yeah, that's a good word for
There
it.
you go.
But
Well, you are here instead of Colton to share a first alert forecast on this Friday.
Yeah, yep. I'm pretty excited first time, so go ahead and get started. Yeah,
right.
so I guess we can start off with the Jackson Skycam, which is part of the Meridian Company Skycam network. You can see those dark clouds that you mentioned earlier overhead, and just pretty much everyone in mid-Michigan right now is seeing those clouds, and that's something that's going to stick around for the next few hours. You can see those current conditions. Yeah, everyone under that cloud cover. Everyone's seeing kind of the same temperatures too, with the exception of the southern counties, seeing low 70s. So pretty cool out there. But yeah, so if we go on to our satellite and radar here, you can see we got some rain showers, especially if we go into our northern zone. You can see up there in Gratiot County just a few rain showers, but nothing too crazy up there, just a few passing showers. But as we go on, scroll out here, you'll see our next big rainmaker. Well, not too big, but this will provide some rain showers for us on Saturday. Definitely won't be too big of a washout, but that's something we're going to time out here. I'm going to show you the hour by hour. Starting off in the evening, It's going to be a little bit cloudy. It'll clear up a little bit, but you see temperatures will be in the mid-60s, so it should be a pretty good night. If you have any evening plans, if you have like a bonfire or something, it should be a pretty good night.
Oh, yeah.
For
Any
that.
summer concert series too?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. So yeah, absolutely good night for that. And then you notice those clouds kind of go away in the overnight hours, and then by tomorrow morning, should start out pretty nice. Low 60s is what I'm thinking for everyone here at this time. But you notice as we go later on to the day, around the lunchtime hour, around 12:30, we got those clouds starting to come in from the west, and we got a few rain showers that are coming along with them. Those will move closer in our direction around the evening hours, and you can see here by 7:30, mostly to like Lansing areas north. I do think everyone is going to get a chance of rain, but best chances of rain are going to be in the Lansing area to the north. And I think it won't be too, like I said, won't be too much of a washout, but something that's going to happen during the day and the evening hours on Saturday.
So if people have any plans, Cole, Saturday evening, would they, is this something where you just want an umbrella and jacket, or do you want to stay inside and kind of wait for it to pass?
I would say you could get past with a umbrella and a jacket. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty light, turn out to be not too bad of a day, but those rain showers will be there on Saturday. But the good news is, though, on Sunday, it should clear out pretty quickly after that. And you notice here at 1 o'clock on Sunday, everyone's sitting in the low to mid 70s and full sunshine. So it should turn out to be a pretty good end to the weekend. But as far as how much rainfall we could see, you'll notice what I'm talking about is those areas that are Lansing and north have the best chance to see those higher rain totals. Like I said, around a 1/4 inch. And then I do think, like I said, everyone's going to see a little bit of rain, but I think the areas in the southern communities will see the least amount of rain for Saturday. But yeah, and then another big part of the story is those wind gusts. You'll probably notice it was a little breezy when he came into work today. Those winds are coming out of the west right now, gusting around 25 miles an hour, but then you can notice that they do start to switch from the northwest, and they drop considerably going into the evening hours. So those winds won't be around us for too much longer. And then looking at the weekend forecast, not a terrible weekend. We do have those rain showers on Saturday, like I said, later on in the afternoon. But then Sunday, by far, is going to be the best day of the two. So, yeah, looking like a pretty good weekend on the end part there. And then here's another thing I wanted to mention is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. You'll notice that Lansing is in that shade of red there, or orange, whatever you want to call it, which means we have a better chance of seeing warmer than average temperatures later on next week. And you'll see that in the 10-day temperature trend here. Kind of a little bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You notice that this weekend we do warm up a little bit into the mid-70s, and then we cool right back down on Monday. I do think Monday's going to be kind of similar to what we're seeing today. But then we quickly rebound to summer-like temperatures by Thursday and beyond. So
that is going to feel nice. And as you can see, that's almost 10 degrees higher on Thursday at 85 degrees, almost higher than the average high.
Right, yeah.
Or it is
high,
higher.
yeah. Average high is 77 degrees right now. So yeah, we're like today, we're almost 10 degrees below average. And then we're 10 degrees above average by the end of next week. So definitely a little bit of a roller coaster as far as temperatures go.
Oh, yeah. So, I guess if people want to do any indoor activities coming up, this would be the weekend to do that.
For sure, absolutely, yeah. Definitely, if you have any more summer-like activities next weekend, will probably be the best weekend for that. But yeah, indoor activities would probably be better for this weekend. But Sunday's looking pretty good too.
Yeah, so you can get outside, go for a walk.
Right, exactly, yep. So, and even Saturday morning, once it starts to be clear, it should be a pretty good day that day too. Just rain showers later on.
Perfect. And one more time, those rain showers coming in around 5 o'clock Saturday?
Right, yep, around the evening hours. So yeah, plan around then. But yeah, like I said, beginning of Saturday should be pretty nice, starting off in the low 60s. But yeah.
Okay,
So, yeah.
I'm going to take a live look downtown Mason right now because you were talking about the wind gusts, Cole.
Yeah, you can see those flags kind of moving around out there too.
Yeah, you can see the flags moving. And it looks like the clouds are moving kind of fast too.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Oh yeah, so watch out for those wind gusts today.
Yep.
Is there anything else, Cole, that people should know before they head out the door?
I don't think so. Like I said, just a little bit cooler today, and then this weekend should be just a little bit warmer, and then we'll see a warming trend next week. I think that's the biggest part of the weather story today. So.
All right, well, thank you for joining the News 10 Plus desk. All right, we'll see you. Well, I guess we won't see you coming up. They won't see you coming up, but I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
All right, nice job. That was great. All right, you can always tune in for more on your First Alert forecast with the First Alert weather app for free off of Google Play and the Apple App Store. You can get the weather updates or video updates on the weather from our weather team, and then you can get hour by hour. You get satellite temperature. As you saw, what Cole was showing, the 10-day temperature trend, you would be able to see things like that on there. and just get more and more in-depth look into your First Alert forecast off of the First Alert weather app. So make sure to check that out. Something else to know is where it says Lansing on the top blue bar right there. You can change that to your location or the Follow Me feature, or any location that you'll be going to later in the day, later in the weekend, just to see the outlook and prepare for it the best you can. Otherwise, you can also get traffic alert updates on there if you plan on traveling anywhere this weekend, especially with the orange barrels back on the roads.
Oh boy.
Oh yes, watch out for those construction zones, Erin. And then anything else that you would need to know heading into your weekend. Again, here's the 10-day temperature trend that Cole was just showing you.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
hot weekend.
Well, yeah, next weekend.
Next weekend.
This
okay.
weekend's gonna be a little cooler.
I like that. I like
Yes.
these 60s, high 60s, low 70s. That's like perfect temperature for me. This is Erin, reporter, Newston reporter. If you couldn't tell by the voice, but those high temperatures next weekend, I don't know. I might need to stock up on my sunscreen or something.
Oh yeah, no, to get the sunscreen, and also you're probably gonna want the water, and find some shade. Get the glasses out.
Yeah, seriously, seriously.
But thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so today I am going to be on News 10 at 6. I made a trip out to Charlotte to speak with a city official and then the owners of some new dispensaries. They said they're technically not called dispensaries, they're called cannabis provisioning centers.
Okay.
And that's like a technical term from the state of Michigan, but
What's the reason? Is there a reasoning
they
for
really
that?
said there wasn't one. They told
Okay.
me it was kind of like potato, but that's just the term the state of Michigan prefers they use.
Be more formal.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was really interesting. They said, but yeah, they cannabis provisioning centers. Charlotte, not too long ago, approved a resolution saying that dispensaries or cannabis provisioning centers could come to their community, and now those businesses are getting off the ground. They're actually one of the cannabis provisioning centers is having a soft opening next week and then a grand opening the following Saturday, I believe. So spoke with a city official about what this means for the community and then those owners as well as, you know, just about how they got there, what the process was like, and then what people can expect.
I feel like there's been a lot of talk surrounding cannabis.
Yes.
The one in Meridian Township where they had that board meeting,
Yes.
and they were talking about, you know, putting up some dispensaries or, like you said, cannabis provisionaries.
Provisioning centers. I know
Provisioning
it's a
centers.
mouthful.
Okay, there we go.
But I feel like dispensary is kind of the simpler term that everybody, you know, kind of knows them by and refers to them as. But yeah, so actually, kind of interesting. There was a little bit of pushback from some community members in Charlotte, but their board pretty much unanimously, not quite unanimously, I think they were one vote away from getting all yeses, but their city council, they passed it through. One of their city officials actually told me today they're expecting about $65,000 in additional tax revenue
Wow.
per dispensary. And right now they have 2 that are opening up soon. I believe they only said 5 total could open in Charlotte. But it's pretty interesting because it's also going to be some of the first, well, the first dispensaries in Eaton County. So Charlotte's the first over there. The city officials said they, you know, kind of wanted to see how things played out in surrounding communities,
Yeah.
how it went. They said their law enforcement has spoken with law enforcement in other communities that do have dispensaries. The law enforcement in other communities said they've had no problems, that, you know, it's kind of been business as usual. It didn't really change anything too much within the community.
But you mentioned the extra tax dollars
Yeah.
or the money that, you know, they get back from taxes.
Yeah.
And so I remember doing a story like years ago, but they
Yeah.
were saying how that money went to fill potholes. So there,
I think
it
that was
very
Ingham County
interesting.
or East Lansing. I remember what you're talking
Yeah.
about. But, you know, Ingham County and each of the different cities, municipalities got just a ton of money from the taxes from these cannabis provisioning centers or dispensaries. And so Charlotte is kind of looking at the same thing. Again, they anticipated about $65,000 per dispensary in additional tax revenue. And again, City Council approved the area to get 5 total, which is kind of a, trying to think of the right word there, kind of like a, not a concession, but, so, you know, there was some people in the community who were opposed to having dispensaries,
Okay.
and the state of Michigan allows towns to have 10 total, and so Charlotte was like, 10 might be a bit much.
Compromise.
We're gonna compromise.
There
That's
we
what I was
go.
looking for. That was kind of
I was
their
like,
compromise. So
concession,
instead of having
compromise. There
10,
we
yeah, instead of having 10, they've allowed 5. But you know, if they do end up opening 5, that would be $65,000 times 5.
Yeah, I'm not doing the math.
I'm not good at
But
math. I'm
that's
not
a
even going to try.
good number right there.
Yeah. And he had said, it's really hard for local governments, municipalities to generate additional revenue for the city. So I don't believe they know what they're going to be doing with that funding yet. These places aren't even technically open yet. Soft opening for one of them is next week, but
that would be more than $250,000. Rough estimate right
okay,
there. That'd
there
be
you
more
go.
than
See,
that. Yes.
The brainiac over here, big math girl. But yeah. So he seemed pretty excited. But yeah, I'll have more about what the city official had to say, and then what the owners of these locations are saying about it as well.
Yeah, well, that has a lot going on. And again, this is not
Yes.
the first story that we've done on this,
Right.
especially within the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So it sounds like cannabis is on the move. It sounds like a lot of different townships,
Yeah.
different cities
Yeah.
are having these discussions in their board meetings.
Yeah, and when I went to the location that's opening next week, they had a whole bunch of employees in there. They were getting things up on the shelves, adding stickers, labels to things. They seem pretty excited, so it should be interesting.
they're ready to go.
Yeah, to see how it plays out, definitely. Yeah.
All right. Well, News 10 at 6.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, News 10 at 6.
All right. Thank you, Erin, for joining the News 10
Thanks for
Plus
having me.
desk. We will
Always a
see you
pleasure.
soon. Oh, yes. We love having you up here.
She's a regular today.
She is a regular.
second time
She's been
today.
up here. Also, your hair looks really good. I like it. It's nice and voluminous.
Crystal's right over
Yeah,
here.
Crystal's over here. If anyone's wondering who I'm just
there's her
shouting
hand.
to. There we go. We got a feature of her hand. But yes, for more on what we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news, we're going to get started with that. Starting with actually First at 4 coming up, our First at 4 with Mid-Michigan Matters, excuse me. And so, actually, give me just a second here because I can show you exactly, I have something, oh man, I'm clicking the wrong thing right now. Okay, here they are, these little cuties.
Look at those little fuzzies.
The peregrine falcon babies, there we go. We're going to be talking about them coming up today on First at 4 during Mid-Michigan Matters. And that is because on Monday, June 3rd, these little guys, the 3 ones, 2 males, 1 female. The male's Reggie and Franklin, and the girl is Acorn. Super cute name. But they were abandoned on Monday, and today one of the members of the Michigan State University Wildlife and Fisheries Club will be coming in for Mid-Michigan Matters to share what goes into the whole banding process, why they do it, how they've been able to help the peregrine falcon population, and then also why they're banded. So the whole tracking process that goes into that and making sure that the peregrine falcon population is, good to go. They are now off of the endangered species list in Michigan. So we're just going to be talking with the MSC Wildlife Fisheries Club about what you need to know about the peregrine falcon babies.
They are napping hard.
They are napping hard, but we're going to give them a break, let them sleep in
Yeah.
peace. But here is what we have coming up during News 10 at 5. According to the Better Business Bureau, scams continue to increase, and the most vulnerable group is not the elderly, but those under 19. So coming up on News 10 at 5:30, Justin Kent explains how you can stay safe against these scammers. And I know I've heard a lot more people in the newsroom, outside the newsroom, talking about all these scam calls that they're getting. And then also, that is coming up News 10 at 5:30, excuse me. News 10 at 5:30. I'll go back to News 10 at 5 real quick. I
you
skipped
skip
over.
it?
I did. My eyes did something weird there. Starting with News 10 at 5, we'll go back. News 10 Sports Owen Ozust introduces us to a judo club at Michigan State University. That sounds like a bunch of fun. Judo club. I want to take part in that. All right, learn more from Owen. And then News 10 at 5, Justin Kent will share more into the scams. And what's interesting is I do feel like we typically hear that the elderly fall for this, but it's interesting that we're learning that it's those under 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think those were the ones who were supposed to be warning the elderly about the scams are now the victims.
Yes, but it's also, I feel like a lot more people who are under the age of 19, they're getting more into social media,
True.
into all of that. So who knows? It's very interesting to look at, but Justin Kent will have more News 10 at 5:30. News 10 at 6, we are live from Gizzard Fest 2024. Amaya Kuznicki will have all the sights and the sounds from the event. And our First Alert weather team says the weather will cooperate for those looking to enjoy the annual local favorite event. And that is what is coming up for our 90 minutes of news. But we also want to share that this Friday, as in today, at 7 p.m. Oh wait, I need to take this down. Today at 7 p.m. is Pat Sajak's final episode hosting the Wheel of Fortune. Crystal, anything you want to mention on that?
So I have a really funny story about Wheel of Fortune.
Let's hear.
Growing up, Wheel of Fortune aired at like 7 and then Jeopardy at 7:30 on one channel, and then on the other channel it was flipped.
Oh.
So it was Jeopardy and then Wheel of Fortune on one, Wheel of Fortune and then Jeopardy on the other.
Oh, that would throw me
And
off.
my grandmother and her best friend lived together when I was a little kid. And when my grandma's best friend Lizzie came home from work, they would watch Wheel of Fortune.
Oh.
One night, my grandma watched Wheel of Fortune early and wrote down all the answers. So when Lizzie came
That
home,
little sneak.
she was like astounded that my grandma got everything right away.
Your grandma's so sneaky.
So when my grandma passed away earlier this year, I was talking to my mom about it, and we were like, we're pretty sure she never came clean.
About that?
About
Lizzie still
that.
thinks she just won it all?
Lizzie went to her grave thinking that my grandma was just like a genius when it came to Wheel of Fortune. And like,
That's kind of smart.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
So even like when my grandma was in assisted living this past year, like we would watch Wheel of Fortune with her. So it's one of those things. It spans generations, and I think that's a little bit of what a lot of people are going to talk about tonight with his final show. I know Aaron did a great story with some of the former contestants, but
Yes, she
I mean,
did.
when you got a show that's been on for that long and a host like Pat that's been literally generations have grown up with him. So that's my Wheel of Fortune
End of
story.
an era will
Yeah.
be happening tonight.
Yes.
Oh,
I
but it's like
know.
stories like yours and your grandma's that like, you know, it makes it so personal on how you can tie it into Wheel of Fortune.
I
You know,
know.
it's a game show, but it holds so much more meaning to people, which is, you know, always
And
inspiring to
it's
hear.
one of those game shows that I think like spans generations with its simplicity too.
Yes.
It's
yes.
not like, you know, Card Sharks or Password or some of those other that are kind of difficult. Like this is literally Hangman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Classic.
that's what we've got. What else do
Yes,
you have?
but you were talking about Aaron speaking with the contestants. So actually yesterday, Aaron Bowling and Crystal were having a discussion about Aaron's story that she did this week. And she spoke with former contestants from the show who shared their experiences with Pat and what he was like between the takes. And apparently he's a really down-to-earth, wholesome guy. So you can hear Aaron talk about that. And again, that's on our website, WILX.com, or any of our streaming platforms with the free WILX app for smart TVs and devices. So you can make sure to go check that out.
The last thing we want to share is like Nicole was saying, is Claudia's birthday today.
Yes, it is.
So this is a video I took when we were desk buddies a couple years ago when we decorated her desk.
Unmute it.
You can. It's pretty much just us saying hello to her. She was hiding under her desk when we were desk buddies before she went Studio 10 full time. But
That's so
yeah.
cute.
So happy birthday, Claudia.
Happy birthday, Claudia. Woohoo.
Hope you're watching down the hall in the Studio 10 offices.
Yes, we'll come run into your office in just a little bit to shout happy birthday even louder.
Yes.
Oh, yay. And on a Friday, too.
I know. Perfect.
There you go. I know. She could have a hopefully laid back
Oh, and
birthday.
Ziggy says hi.
Ziggy. We got Chris joining from East Lansing and his dog Ziggy. That's a cool name. I like that.
I do too.
Ziggy.
I love it.
What a sweet. Thanks for joining, Chris. We appreciate it. And anyone else, BW, I see that you joined as well. So hello to you on this Friday. Anything else that you want to mention, Crystal?
I am so ready for the weekend.
Let's go. I bet you're all ready for the weekend too, so make sure you're tuning in. Studio 10 coming up at 3 o'clock today. But just keep in mind that they have the French Open going on right now, which is, if you join Newson today at 11, you're probably, and not even probably, you were watching off of our live stream, which Crystal was helping out with. So that was on WILX.com, our website. And then the French Open is probably going to interfere with Studio 10, so just stay on the channel and they will come back and adjust their show and get all the good stuff you need to know with 517, with Claudia's story, and all of the other fun that Nicole was talking about. And then, what else to mention?
There's a lot, but
There's a lot going on.
It's going to be a good weekend.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about the weather this weekend, like Cole was saying, so.
I know Cole did a great job up here too.
He did. We're pretty proud of him.
He did. We're very proud.
I know Colton was standing off camera a little bit with just the biggest, proudest smile on his face, so you didn't quite see, so.
No, I didn't. I know. I'm glad you saw it.
I did.
Cole was doing great though. All right. Well, for any more news, just make sure you're staying up to date with News 10, both on air and online. We hope you have a great Friday, and thanks for joining, everyone.
Let's go find Claudia.
Oh yes, let's find Claudia.
Yes.